Hi there. A lot of people ask about how to get a watercolour painting off a wooden board once they've finished painting it, and what they do about the gum tape that's left and things like that. And so I'm just going to explain this. Also, first of all, explaining the stretching process. Once you've stretched your watercolour paper and you've gummed it down with the gum tape and you've let it dry overnight, then you can paint on it. Do not cut it off the board first and then start painting on it, because if you do that, you'll have undone all the work of stretching that you did the night before. The paper has to stay in this staked out position to retain its flatness. Okay, so don't cut it off the board before you start painting on it. Leave it on the board stuck down, then do your watercolour, then leave that go bone dry, and then you can cut this off. That's a piece of paper ready to go. Let me show you something that I'm going to cut off now. This is just a random bit of background that I'm making for a collage. So the paper was, stretched, stuck down. I did my blue starry sky on it, and I also put a bit of extra masking tape there to protect the edge. But that's by the by. What to do now with the painting once you've finished it. So this is bone dry. What I do is this. I come along with a ruler and a craft knife, standy blade, and cut it off. Cut it at the edge. All around. And the last one. Okay, so that now is your painting, and it's free of the surrounding tape. A lot of people ask about the possibility of doing this, of trying to, get the brown tape off the remainder of the paper like that. Well, that's a really tricky job, and you're always going to get some of this brown stuff left, I found. And even if you moisten that with a squirty mist spray, there's the risk then of that moisture running up into your painting, because obviously you're going to want to cut it down there and save this bit of paper. I don't see any point in doing that, to be honest. So the question is, just get your painting off. What you can do, one sort of thing that you can do, if you have painted obviously to the edges, edge to edge, and you want to give your framer a couple of millimeters on which to place the mount, then by all means do so. Cut about 3 millimeters in to this gummed, messy painted part, and that will be hidden by the mat when your framer comes to mount it for you, or when you come to mount it. So that's the other thing you can do. So I've taken my painting out of the way. That's bone dry and it's flat. So what we do with the rest of this now is just peel off as much of this as you can. Some of it will just be so stuck on at this point that you can't get anything off. Just keep peeling. And now what I do is get this mist water bottle and spray all over the gum tape quite well. That needs to be able to soak in for a few minutes and start softening. Actually, I can peel off perhaps a bit more. That's not. Just let that soak in for a few minutes. And by doing that, it'll soften the glue and the gum tape. And then they come along with a bit of credit card or any sort of hard plastic that's got quite a, you know, sharp edge there. And let's see if it's softened now. And then it starts to peel off, okay? The longer you give it, literally, if you give it about 5 minutes, that should be enough. You need to be peeling it off while it's still moist, because if you go away, say for half an hour and come back, it'll have dried again, and it dries even harder than the first time, I found. So it's best to stay on the job, don't go too far. 5 minutes is long enough, and then you can get this peeled off. Like that, okay? See, that's peeling off quite easily now. And so on, you do that all around the board. And then once you've peeled everything off, make sure you just give it a quick wipe to take off any excess moisture. And then leave that board to dry. I wouldn't try and stick a new piece of watercolour paper on there now, because it's moist and it's not going to stick very well. So basically that's the getting the gum tape off your board. I hope you found that useful.